Hello everybody, I'm Johnny Bag of Donuts. This is the DB Gaming channel. This is a new channel that we're creating for YouTube. This guy right here is Sammy Bravo 007. He's my childhood best friend and also a fellow gamer. We both, from very small children, have loved gaming. We love drinking, a lot of the same things. Cheers, my friend. But this will be our channel. This is our first inaugural video.
Thank you.
I will link both of our YouTube channels and all of our social media in the description so you guys can see that. The two hot topics we're talking about today in game industry news is the Dead by Daylight controversy, which is currently going on. Controversy, whichever planet you live on.
Contravesty, I think that's what we decided.
There you go. There you go. Contravesty. The contravesty that's going on with Dead by Daylight right now. And then some heartfelt feelings I have about Destiny that he may or may not share. I really don't know.
Now, I'm going to be starting up my own page. I'll eventually get around to doing that, but right now we're kind of doing some collab work, trying to learn the tricks of the trade from this guy here. It's about all about myself. We'll talk more on my own channel.
Yeah, so just so everyone knows, we're going to try to keep the cursing to a minimum. We don't want to get any kind of apocalypse demonetization going on because we're really trying to make something out of this channel, but we will be drinking, we will be ourselves. As you can see, there's a picture of us over here that this man gave me for my birthday because he's a good friend.
I'll hold it up to the camera.
Hold it up to the camera. But look, notice I'm slightly taller and I have the Infinity Gauntlet. I'm better than this guy. But no, it's our favorite comic book characters. He has the Hulk glove on. I have the Infinity Gauntlet on. You know, you can see the same tattoo I have in my hand of Hydra is in the picture. Like, the artist he commissioned to do this was a friend of ours where I used to live in Las Vegas, a guy named Coop. Shout out to Coop if you're listening to this, man, if you ever see this.
I feel like Vanna White.
You feel like Vanna Sammy.
Should turn it around.
Let's start off with our first hot topic of the day, which is Dead by Daylight, which was set live on PSN 2 days ago as the free game of the month for PS Plus. You still cannot play it. Screenshot, which I will show here, that I have taken. It was from today, 8/9/2018 at 11:59 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You still cannot log into this game after playing it because it requires a constant internet connection, and it's being, I assume, DDoSed on its side.
I have to say the multiplayer kind of sucks.
Oh, you can't even play single.
Every time he says fuck, he's going to say shit, so
it's true.
It's a package deal.
Look, I am, and not only is it a package deal, I'm going to put a jar somewhere in the frame later that I have to put money in every time I cuss. That's just what's going to happen, folks.
Go to the liquor fund.
It can go to the liquor fund, which is amazing. But I think this type of thing is pretty egregious in this day and age. I mean, if you know your product's going to be put on PSN and the potential of millions of people are going to be connecting to your servers to play your game because you're giving it away for free as the game of the month on PSN, you should probably be prepared for that. I mean, maybe it's the Boy Scout in me. I don't know. I got kicked out when I was a Hard Scout. Never made it to Eagle. I'm not real sure, but...
Hard Scout, is that the troop leaders or what is a Hard Scout?
Only a Hard Scout when I got kicked out for throwing some kid in a latrine.
But I have to agree with you, since we're talking about Dead by Daylight.
We are.
I mean, from a business standpoint, it really is unacceptable to be, if you're going free to play. I can't agree with that.
Absolutely.
It's hard to give leniency to a company regardless.
I mean,
something like that.
Exactly. Like, this day and age, I'm sure their servers are hosted somewhere. They don't. No one ever hosts their own infrastructure. I've worked at 2 hosting companies in my life. I'm not going to name them because they don't pay us to talk about them. However...
I don't think they would either.
I don't think they would after employing me. But, however, I just don't agree with it. Like, they could have called their hosting company and be like, look, we're getting ready to be on the PSN network. Millions of people are going to play our game. Upgrade our infrastructure. And that's all it would have took. It would have took a single phone call and you'd be able to play Dead by Daylight right now. And we still cannot. Neither can our friends on PSN or Xbox or wherever you download it. You can't play the game right now. It's down. It's down, like hard down. Like all their infrastructure is just offline. Which I think is extremely unacceptable. Sammy?
I'm agreeing with you, dude.
Which is a rare thing, folks. I know it's the first video. Believe it or not, we're best friends, but I'm yin, he's yang. It's usually not.
I have a lot of similar interests, but I mean, this is one. I think it's obvious conclusion on this. I can't agree with it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And switching topics real quick, though, one thing that we totally disagree on is Destiny 2 And I'm not just trying to clickbait this video with Destiny hate, none of that shit. But I've recently been turned off by it, and I played it avidly for the first year it was out. And this man can attest to that fact. All my
got
friends...
me into playing it.
Right.
I didn't want to touch it.
I got him into playing it. Like, I was like, dude, look, you got to play this with me. It's really good. And the core mechanics of the game are amazing. They absolutely are. I will never take that away from Bungie. They make a phenomenal, almost said the F word, a phenomenal shooter, and they do. And that's what Destiny is. Mixed in with some Warframe-esque super power fantasy, which I find very amazing. And not a shameless plug, but Warframe, great game. And this is Admiral, everybody. Say hi to the camera, baby girl. This is one of the dogs we have in the house here. This is Admiral. She echolocates. Check that out. Yeah, that's what she does. But I am an avid Destiny 2 player. I did not play Destiny 1. Everyone gives Taken King? I think I've drank a little too much today already. Taken King, like, all the credit in the world for being an amazing expansion, and I bet it was. Like, I didn't play it, but I bet it was. Destiny 2, when it came out, I was like, okay, the game is what it is. I'm going to deal with it. I like playing with my friends on PSN. And then I went with it. And then this Forsaken thing got announced, and I just saw yesterday how much they're pricing it out. So I originally paid $120 to play Destiny 2 for a year. Because I bought the deluxe edition, I bought the good one because I wanted all the stuff and all that, and Sam has different opinions about this than I do. And I was like, you know what, Bungie, I love them in the past, they deserve my money, this is what we're going to do. And then I saw today that in order to get everything you want and all the DLCs from Forsaken, it's another $70. It's $69.99. And I'm like, do you really deserve $210 of my money? I don't think you do. Because you're giving me the game you should have gave me a year ago and charging me for it. Insert meme here. Sammy, it's your turn to speak on this.
I love Destiny 2.
No, you're not supposed to lie during the video, bro.
Without trying to totally poo-poo all over Destiny 2, like, I had issues with it from the get-go. I didn't like 1, and I played Destiny 1 like for probably about a month straight. Loved it. You cannot beat the mechanics, the physics, the feel, all that stuff. I have major issues, I think, with the problem that, and I think we experienced this when you got me into playing Destiny 2, is that I don't ever truly feel like all the time I put into it makes me feel like a bad mofo. It just doesn't.
Right. The power fantasy's not there. Yeah. It's not there.
And we could make a video just completely on all the stuff I hate about it, but I think at the end of the day, for me personally, like, I think they need to separate the PvP, right, or make it something where it's just like kind of like Diablo 3, you can make a hardcore character, or MMOs where you have like a PvP only server. Right. And then you can still do your PvE with PvP, knowing that that's going to happen, and then that way, like the guns, if I just want to run around and kill crap in the environment, I can do it in an insane fashion where I feel like all the time I put into it makes me be a bad mofo. And dude,
I don't know about this guy, but I'm telling you right now, for me, that's why I play video games. I play video games to make sure that I feel like a badass, because you want the power fantasy to be a real thing. And without the power fantasy, what is a game really? I mean, you take a game in the same genre, and there's not very many of them, there really aren't, but in the same genre, like Warframe, which is a free-to-play game, and I mean, their free-to-play pricing model is the most fairest I've ever seen. It's definitely Canadian. Big ups to DE on that one. I mean, I've never seen a more fair pricing model for a free-to-play game. Like, it really is. And we'll probably do more videos on that later, because, I love DE. I'm a kind of a fanboy. Sam here, I actually got him into playing Warframe, but we both love the looter-shooter genre. Like, we do. Yeah. We do. And
Borderlands, Warframe, all that kind of stuff.
Borderlands was I played so much Borderlands, dude. But it was always the promise of getting better loot, getting better stuff for your character being more badass.
Right, and I put that time into it, it makes me be badass.
Absolutely. And that's what we want as gamers, ultimately, at the end of the day. I don't want to be Joe Average like I am at work every day. Like, I want to come home, drink a beer, and just be like, oh, I'm playing this video game, and I'm the same guy I am in real life. Like, who wants to do that?
I think we're getting away from, like, the crapping on it completely. I'd say reading, researching the Forsaken when it comes out, as somebody like me who's already put off by their model and the charging, I don't know how that's going to invite a customer like me that's on the fringe. Like, I want the game to be good. I think everybody says the Taken King was better. I don't know. I never played it. But at the same time, like, if you're going to try to invite somebody off on the fringe or that's undecided, I don't know how, like, releasing something that's that expensive is going to entice people that, especially after D2 had launched with less features, it feels like, than what D1 had. And it's hard to justify something like that, in my opinion.
And dude, honestly, there is the crux of the problem. Every guy I play with on Destiny 2 played D1 and I didn't.
Right.
So all the time I'm on the headset with them in a party and chat and everything, I have to hear this.
Hear.
Well, they're finally giving us that crap back, and they're finally giving us this crap back, and I can't justify spending another $70 on a game, which is the original retail price I paid for it, just to fix all the issues it has.
Yeah.
Warframe doesn't do that. Most other games in the world, I mean, even No Man's Lie, which everyone hates, No Man's Sky, No Man's Sky. It released a mega patch which made the game what it kind of should have been, and they didn't charge people for it.
Right.
Like, it's industry standard practice on these big patches that fix things not to charge people. And Bungie or Activision, whichever one it is, it may be their Activision overlords, I don't know. And they're sitting there going, you know what? Screw that. We're charging people everything we can.
Well, it's that too, and I mean, doing a little bit of research to watch the video since I don't play Destiny 2, like just watching the developers talk about the changes they're making for Destiny 2 with this Forsaken content. Like they're reinstituting Destiny 1 stuff, and I mean, it should have been there from the get-go if everybody liked it. I mean, it's almost like they're not listening to their fans, and I mean, and that's
they're completely out of touch with their fan base. 100%.
Their fans are talking. So.
No, they talk. Let me tell you what. You ever read the subreddit for Destiny 2? They talk.
But I mean, they're the best indicator. I mean, you got to play that hardcore base, and I mean, I think that's what the game has evolved into, and they're just totally ignoring that, and I don't understand it, because even listening to what they're doing with the weapon, the ammo types, maybe I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, reading in Destiny 1, that was always an issue in PvP because of people having like too much super ammo or something like that. I don't know. It's something I got to look into, but I thought when I was listening to the developers talk on IGN about that, there was something clicking in the back of my mind. I thought I remember hearing people hating the Crucible because of how people would play with the ammo, and then it seems like they're going back to it again.
Absolutely, they're reverting a lot of stuff, and in some respect, I can say, okay, the developers at Bungie, whoever they are now, because they're not the same people they were when they made the original kick-ass console games everybody loved. Whoever they are now, and I really need to get in touch with that, and I'm not. They're sort of listening to their community, but it's almost a band-aid response way after the fact, and all the rage has been done, and everyone's been pissed off, and. So I can't really get down with that. Like, if you look at a company like Digital Extremes, who actively listens to their community and makes changes a day or two later, or Epic Games, who created Fortnite, which is the current mega hotness in the whole world, they listen to their community so closely that they're making changes on a daily basis based on what people are arguing or bitching about. And I think that's what a developer needs to be in this day and age. I really do. Like, Bungie's still stuck back in the day, 10 years ago when they made the original Halo, and it's just not the way it is anymore. And it was probably more than 10 years ago, whatever it was.
But either way, I mean, it's not like you can take all the hate or all the consideration, or all that the ideas into consideration. Obviously, there's going to be people out there hating everything you do. I mean, it's rampant in MMOs with all the changes they make. But I mean, this is like your hardcore fan base telling you something that, in order to keep them there, this is what they need, and they're not doing it. And I mean, you can tell by the Twitch stream, the usage data. I mean, it's just not there, and I mean, and it's having a negative effect.
Very, very, very.
I didn't even want to touch Destiny 2, and Bungie has such a strong reputation. I mean, they were making shooters back before Doom was even popular.
Dude, they made the console shooter popular. Right. They did. And no one can ever take that from them. But they're not the same company anymore. They're not.
And maybe it goes to Activision. Who knows? Because I mean, there's they're probably like my least favorite publisher.
I don't know. They're up there with EA in my mind. I mean, Well, that's a whole different video.
That's another topic.
That's definitely another topic. So look, we don't want to take up all your day, folks. I do want to say thank you guys for watching. If you watch this,
thank you.
Shout out to Nolly and Tyler, because I know you both are going to watch this. Donut fam. We'll put all of our social media links in the description, folks, for me and Sammy Bravo 007. That way everyone has them. We're going to be putting these videos out probably 2-3 times a week at first, just to try to get things going and get our production value up and everything. And then we're kind of going to go full steam. And hopefully that'll be good for all you folks. And Sam, if there's anything you want to sign off with, throw your media out there, whatever you want to do, man, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll do that. And I mean, I'd probably give us some suggestions too if there's something out there, even if it's obscure stuff. I like a lot of retro games. I mean, like I said, when I put my page up, I'll go into that kind of stuff. But if there's something that you like us doing, because I mean, our viewpoints do align a lot on things, but we also are very diverse in music taste, gaming taste, some of the stuff like that. So I mean, if there's something you want to sit us, have us sit down here and have a stupid conversation about, we'll definitely do it.
Absolutely. And dude, I also, we plan to kind of talk about movies at some point as well, and whether that'll be a separate channel or this channel, we're not sure yet, because this is our first video.
Yeah,
absolutely. But like, dude, he took me to see Infinity War for the first time, and I just was like, oh my god, this is the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
How many times have we watched it since
many times. Many times. So anyway, folks, have a good day. Donut Fam signing off. All the social media is down in the fucking description. And I said, fuck, shit. All right.